Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So sometime last week, Crunchyroll's 2026 Anime Awards came out, and I want to use this video to take a look at the winners because I did vote, so it's going to be interesting to see who won their respective categories. So I'm gonna look and see if the winners are in line with the choices that I voted for. And yeah, let's go into it. So to start off, we have My Hero Academia, the final season, winning Anime of the Year. It's kind of interesting, but it's not the worst choice. Actually, I think it's the best choice, to be honest. I initially voted for The Summer Hikaru Died. I really loved this show's presentation when it came out last year, because it has this really good mix of like psychological thriller and horror. I'm interested to see if the show gets like a second season, but if not, I can always just read the manga for it. But yeah, going back to My Hero, I already know how the series ends, but I just haven't been able to like catch up with the anime, so I can't really speak much on it. But from what I've heard, I'm not mad that this won the Anime of the Year for it. This won over Dandadan Season 2, Gachi Yakuta, Takopi's Original Sin. I have some thoughts about this, but I might talk about it later. Apothecary Diaries Season 2, interesting choice. And yeah, let's move on. For Film of the Year, I don't like this. So Demon Slayer won over 100 meters, Chainsaw Man, the Rize movie, Rosa de Versailles, Scarlet, and Momonoke. I get that it's like the highest grossing movie in Japan right now, and I know it's like really popular, but I voted for Chainsaw Man, but I thought the 100 meters was gonna win it. It's kind of interesting that like Demon Slayer for all things won. The thing I don't agree with this is that like this is basically just like a continuation of like an arc with no real conclusion, because a second part should be coming out sometime later. I think in like a year or two. I'm not sure. I don't think this really counts as like a movie, just a bunch of episodes just like squished together, but it is what it is. Best continuing series, One Piece won it over Dandadan Season 2, Kaiju number 8, My Hero Academia final season, Spy Family Season 3, and Solo Leveling Season 2. I'm not mad at this, although I did vote for Solo Leveling if I remember correctly. Spy Family was also like really good. Best new series going to Gachi Yakuta. Again, not mad at this. I think I voted for The Summer Hikaru Died, so it won over Levitas, Sakamoto Days. Really decent show, to be honest. Takopi Original Sin and The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I heard that a lot of people really like this show. I haven't watched it as yet, but from what I've seen, it looks really decent, so fair play to them. Alright, so next we have Best Original Anime, with the winner being Lazarus. I think this is the Watanabe thing. I found it really boring. So it won over Apocalypse Hotel, Digimon, Gundam, Moonrise, and Zenshu. I thought Zenshu was gonna win it because just how well made it is, and also the premise is like really interesting. I wouldn't give it to Lazarus though. Maybe it's because of the name behind it, but I don't know, I wasn't really feeling this show, to be honest. We have Solo Leveling winning Best Animation. I don't know how to feel about that. I think my vote for this would have been Takopi's Original Sin, because despite the issues that I had with the story itself, I really like the presentation of the anime. Solo Leveling is also like really decent too. I feel like the best of the animation came really from the action scenes. I would have made it the winner for Best Action instead of like Best Animation overall. Character design, Gachi Yakuta won this. I don't mind. The character designs are like really distinct, and I feel like it matched the environment that it's trying to like portray in the anime. And it won over Dandadan Season 2, Just Up Darling Season 2, One Piece, Takopi Original Sin, Apothecary Diaries. That's a good choice. We have the Best Director going to Akinori Fudesaka and Norihiro Naganuma for Apothecary Diaries. I'm not mad at that. The show is really good. Fair play to them. Best Background Art going to Gachi Yakuta. Interesting. But I think my vote for this was The Summer Hikaru Died, and it won over City the Animation, Dandadan Season 2, Honlun Generic Romance. I didn't remember this being in the voting. Apothecary Diaries and The Summer Hikaru Died. Not mad at this. Gachi Yakuta looks really good. Best Romance going to Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I haven't watched any of these romance shows, to be honest. It won over Blue Box, Dandadan, Ranma and a Half Season 2. I tried watching Ranma and a Half, but I just couldn't get past the first episode. Maybe it's because like the comedy is just very dated, or I'm just not really into romance like that. Best Comedy going to Dandadan Season 2. I think my vote for this was Spy Family Season 3. So it won over City the Animation, My Dress Up Darling Season 2, Ranma and a Half, and Witch Watch. Best Action goes to Solo Leveling Season 2. I'm not mad at that. The action scenes in that show is like amazing. Especially that last fight between Jin and that one Ant King guy is insane. So it won over Dandadan Season 2, Gachi Yakuta, Kaiju number 8, My Hero Academia final season, and One Piece. Best Isekai went to ReZero. I'm not mad at that, but I'm very indifferent to it because I haven't really tapped into like isekais in a while. As I watched ReZero for like the first 2 seasons, but then I fell off really hard. Mostly because I have my own narrative issues with the show, but I'm not mad at this choice. So it won over Campfire Cooking in Another World, Disney Twisted Wonderland, okay, From Bureaucrat to Villainous, Konosuba, and Zenshu. Best drama goes to Apothecary Diaries over Anne Shirley, Blue Box, Orb, The Summer Hikari Died, and Takopi's Original Sin. I'm not mad at this, although I think I voted for The Summer Hikari Died for like drama, because like that was like a really big part of the show. Best Slice of Life going to Spy X Family Season 3, winning over Anne Shirley, Blue Box, City the Animation, My Dress Up Darling Season 2, and The Fragrant Flower That Blooms with Dignity. Okay, not mad with that. At least Anya won something. Best main character goes to Momo from Apothecary Diaries. Again, not mad at that. So she won over Midoriya, Momo, Okarun, Budo, and Jin. I think they need to start including these two as like a pair, because I feel like having both of them as like separate characters kind of takes away from the other animes that came out this year. Best supporting character goes to Bakugo. I'm not mad at this. I'm actually not. He won over Engine, Jin, Jinchi, Shishui, and Turbo Granny. Must protect at all costs. The annual Anya Awards. She won it again over Midoriya, Karuko, Momo, Suika, and Takopi. Oh my god, I think I voted for Suika this time. Cause another big shout, Doctor Strange is like a really good anime. Especially the last season that they had for like Science Future. Those last 2 episodes were insane. But yeah, you can't do anything against this child, so GG's. Best anime song goes to Iris Out from the Chainsaw Man movie. I'm not mad at this. Best score goes to Demon Slayer. Interesting. I would have voted for the Chainsaw Man movie soundtrack, but it is what it is. Best opening sequence goes to On the Way from Dandadan. Okay, not mad. Best ending sequence went to Bump Up Chicken from My Hero Academia. Not mad. Although I voted for On Apex from Solo Leveling, because that ending sequence is insane, bro. I think I have it on my playlist. Best VA performance went to Aoyuki. I'm not mad at this. I think my vote for this was for Chiaki Kobayashi. These are all strong choices, so I'm not mad at this. Best voice actor for English went to Lucien Dodge from Demon Slayer. I voted for Justin Briner from My Hero Academia, but I'm not mad at this. And yeah, those were the awards. It's not the worst thing in the world, although I did have some reservation on some of the choices that were made. Like for instance, the film of the year going to Demon Slayer. I totally disagree with that on what the structure of a film should be. I would have chosen 100 Meters or at least the Chainsaw Man movie to win this. I had a gripe with Solo Leveling winning best animation because I feel like most of that animation went into like the action scenes rather than the anime as a whole. So there's that. And I also wish Crunchyroll were more open to pulling from a wider variety of anime for these awards. I know every year a lot of high quality anime are released, and it would be nice if they brought more attention to these shows, because I'm seeing this pattern every year where they would normally pick around 6 to 12 anime that are like really big and have majority of the nominations shared between them. Like for instance, I don't see the point of having a best MC category if Dandadan is going to take 2 spots for the nominations, where it could have gone to another anime, because I think there's a lot of other shows that would have benefited from having that exposure. About Takopi's Original Sin, before I go into the problems I had with this anime, I want to give credit where it's due. The production is great, the animation is really consistent, and the performances are really good. But my main issue with this anime comes with the narrative. Takopi is an anime with a lot of dark topics, but for me there has to be a balance between handling these dark elements while also making me care for the characters involved. The story is built around a group of children and they go through a lot of horrible stuff, but it got to the point where it took me out, because I just refuse to believe kids around that age will be involved in the messed up stuff that happens in the show. And there's this lack of safety, especially in the form of the adults, because if at least one of them came across and saw what was going on with them, a lot of problems would have been instantly fixed. And the actions some of the characters take also didn't feel natural. The children are roughly around 8 to 12 years old, and the way they behave just don't seem in line with someone of that age, because it's not like the show takes place in some fantasy world or a supernatural place. The setting is grounded in the real world, so I would have expected the characters to act like actual children. The only unusual aspect of the show would be Takopi himself, but even then he's a whole separate entity to what happens in the story. So when I'm watching the show, I'm not able to care about what happens to the characters, because of how unrealistic a lot of the actions made by the characters just came off to me. If you like the show, I'm glad you were able to enjoy it for what it is, but for me it just didn't work. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. If you also feel like sharing your opinions on the nominations and the winners, let me know in the comments. I hope you had a great day. Like, subscribe, and take care.